Back at the hideout, Leo recalled Rose's warning not to take humans for granted, and now he had been completely fooled. Lying in what used to be his and Rose's secret hideout, he refused to accept defeat. He couldn't just die like this. Determined, he returned to Yunsu, who was also unable to move. Once again, Leo asked how he had managed to injure Father, but Yunsu refused to tell him anything. Leo sighed and remarked that at this rate, both of them would suffer at Father's hands. It would be better if at least one of them survived. Without hesitation, he used a silver knife fatal to vampires on Yunsu and took his button emblem. Outside, weakened and unable to move, he was approached by Rose. Frustrated, he accused her of lying and hiding things from him. Rose, however, simply pointed out that he had been the one to lie first. She revealed that she knew the real reason he had gone after Gurim. It wasn't because of Father's orders, but because he was searching for a way to hurt him. Leo narrowed his eyes and asked if she was siding with Father. Rose shook her head, saying that she didn't want anyone to die. Scoffing, Leo retorted that she always said she hated how he resembled Father, but in his eyes, she was the one who was more like him. Father had always known about their so-called secret hideout. They had all been played from the very beginning. A fight broke out between them, and when everyone was left covered in blood, someone else got exactly what they wanted. Father had reached Gurim and told him that he wouldn't harm him as long as he stayed with him and provided his blood. He added that the more Gurim tried to avoid him, the more others would get hurt, then casually remarked that it must have been a long time since he last heard from Yunsu. Gurim was stunned by his words, and just then Leo arrived. He told Father that he had eliminated Park Yunsu and handed over Yunsu's button as proof. Utterly terrified, Gurim could even smell Yunsu's blood on Leo. His legs gave out and he collapsed to the floor. For a brief moment, Leo considered snatching Gurim and escaping with him. However, Father seemed to notice this. Just then, Rose appeared, stopping Leo in his tracks. She knew he was no match for Father. Father gave them a choice, lose their lives or get on their knees. For now, Leo had no choice but to kneel, though he silently decided to strike when the time was right. He also thought that one day, Rose would have to make a choice too. Meanwhile, Gurim couldn't hold back his tears after hearing the news, while Yunsu, bound and helpless, was left waiting for his end. He thought about how he couldn't even clear the misunderstanding with Gurim. Then, his mind drifted to the previous day. It was the first time he had ever felt ashamed of his bloodthirst. Even now, why did he still want her so much? She had come into his life like a tide, overwhelming and inescapable. And at that moment, Chaya entered the room. Yunsu wasn't moving at all, which scared her. She quickly approached him and removed the silver knife from his body. At first, he simply stared at her in silence before finally asking, "Why did you come back?" Chaya responded that she wasn't saving him for free. She wanted something from him and demanded his promise. Yunsu, however, told her that he needed her blood first, saying that he might die before he could promise her anything. With no other choice, Chaya agreed and offered him her blood. As soon as Yunsu tasted her blood, his strength returned and he freed his hands. He reminded Chaya that he had told her if she came back, he would end her. Chaya told him to end everything and go back to the way things used to be. Yunsu mockingly asked if she really thought they could go back and what she expected him to do. Chaya told him to erase all her memories of him, shocking Yunsu. He scoffed, saying he was glad he hadn't promised her anything beforehand, and that he would rather die than accept this. She reminded him that he had said he would leave her alone, but Yunsu said he had also told her not to come back, so why did she? Chaya cursed at him, asking if he forgot that she had just saved his life. He replied that he didn't care about his messed up life, but stopped midway, remembering that he had just been regretting everything minutes ago. Chaya told him that if she hadn't come, he would have actually died. She said that they had always been like this, wishing death upon each other, and she couldn't even believe if he was serious. Then suddenly, she remembered when Yunsu had come to save her from Leo and had cried seeing her in pain. She confessed that she never thought she would be able to trust anyone in her life, but he was the first person. Yunsu was shocked, but Chaya continued, saying it had been very hard for her to give Gurim's location to Leo, but someone had died before her eyes, and she just couldn't take it anymore. She cried, saying that they could never have a normal relationship and that if she liked him, it would make her hate herself, that she was going to fall apart. Yunsu told her that it didn't matter and that he didn't care how ruined she was. He was about to kiss her, but stopped when he saw her tears. He asked how she could ask him to erase her memories while saying such things, telling her that she was even crueler than him. Chaya replied that if that was true, then it was a good thing, as this was her last and best revenge. In the next scene, Chaya was at the Korean airport, her expression blank and thoughtless. Meanwhile, Garam held Yunsu's button in his hand, looking both annoyed and determined.